Kia ora fam, this reading is for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces collective, so that could fall in your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, and Saturn, or anywhere really. If you don't know what sign you are, but you resonate with some of the words on the screen, then maybe this is for you. Please like and share this video if you resonate. It's a really great way of exchanging with us for our time and our energy, and we appreciate it. Okay. Now come on, so my phone numbers for narration to those of love, light, high frequency, truth, justice, and peace. Only what guidance and affirmations you have. Oh, for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, I feel first and foremost, even for myself, just to slow down. So some of you all might need to slow down a little bit and to connect with your breath. That's what I feel like I was just doing now. Just to ground, so breathing into your stomach and out your nose or your mouth. You can do it with me. Cool. Okay, let's see what's up for you. Yeah, I feel better already. So especially for like some of you that are dealing with like nervous system, I just had nervous system issues or anxiety, stress, or everything's just moving quite fast, just take a second to breathe, and that will help steady yourself, steady your decisions, your decision making. Now come on, so my phone numbers and phone evolution next to those of love, light, frequency, truth, justice, and peace only. Guidance and affirmations you have for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio collective. We have Isakosu or Ishakosu, Four of Pentacles, control. The miserly man is like a fattened ox. He will give of his fat only when he has been deprived of his life. Guidance and affirmations you have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio collective at this time. We have Obaye, King of Earth. Well-timed silence is the most commanding expression. We've got Earth signs here. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Guidance and affirmations you have for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio collective. And Abi Ife, love is born. Page of Hearts. The heart and the bottom of the sea are unfathomable. I feel like this card's been coming out for all the signs recently. I'll just read these first. Yeah, some of you are needing to relinquish control. So some of you might have, I don't know how else to put it. I'm seeing like control issues, but just like feeling like a need to micromanage or control everything. So just to be mindful of that, because I'm seeing you could make yourself feel a little bit miserable by doing that, and that might be what's actually stressing you out in the long run, is like trying to have too tight of a grip on things. This could be to do with your home, your finances, your work, or new relationships or refreshed relationships. Or children for some, like some of you might be trying to control your children. Yeah, or are overprotective of your children. So just be mindful of that. Anyway, first and foremost for you all, boundaries is important. Making sure that you have boundaries around your grounding practices. So what are the boundaries that you have in your home? So like, what do you do in your home to sustain it, to make sure that the abundance is flowing, that the energy is flowing freely, that things are grounded. For some of you, like silence, well, it says well-timed silence is the most commanding expression. If someone is testing your boundaries, I'm seeing that it might be best to be quiet this time around. You know, that's not always the solution. Sometimes it's best to speak, but just use your intuition, of course. But you might be needing to just be a little bit quieter. Some some energies might be attracted to you that are, yeah, trying to push your buttons, or you know, when we are in a stable place or we're in an abundant place, people can be attracted to that don't have that abundance, but also need it or want it, right, for themselves. And this isn't necessarily a negative thing. I think it's just natural. So I feel to affirm that for you all, like, it is natural for those that don't have what you have to be attracted to you, and to not think that it's just anything that you're doing. I think that it's just a normal thing that happens here on earth. But yeah, you might need to have your boundaries with certain people, places, things. I'm also seeing, like, to feel more in control. So for example, if you're experiencing, and this is in a positive way, if you're experiencing anxiety, or like, again, like that rush, or like I was saying, needing to slow down, knowing what your boundaries are for yourself is going to be key, because you'll know, like, okay, when I feel like this is what I draw out of my kete, this is what I draw out of my wealth of resources, out of my practices. If you feel like you don't know what to do, again, you can start with your breath, or paying attention to what other people do that might help them, and just testing it out. You can always try something, and if it doesn't work for you, just chuck it away, you know, discard it and try something else. But I'm seeing that for you all, it's important to try. Yeah, some of you will need to be mindful of, like, being stingy, like, with your time, your energy, and your resources in general. You know, you don't, there might be some of you that are not used to how abundant you are at this current point in time. It doesn't need to be money, again, it could just be, it could be material and physical things, or some sense of stability that you have. So maybe some of you are afraid of loss. So just be mindful of that. Like, you don't need to grip too tightly to things. Hold things in your palm like this, you know. I guess unless you need to protect yourself, then it's okay. But please clarify the there. We have Iaba, Ife, Queen of Love. With much knowledge there is much sorrow, with much wisdom there is much weeping. So that's your water signs. In the moon at the base of the deck, which says, Oyeku, we are what our thinking makes us. I'm seeing, like, for some of you, on a positive note, there's a lot of, like, emotional satisfaction coming up, and a refreshing and healing of your, like, internal waters. I feel like I heard playfulness, and I kind of saw a dolphin, like, diving into the water and coming up for air. And yeah, when we think of dolphins, I think of playfulness and laughter and joy and childlike nature. So I'm seeing that as well. Maybe that's what you'll need to bring a little bit more into harmony with the stability, with the control, or managing your physical. Make sure that you're still having fun. Make sure that you're still, you might want to connect with children around you. That might be helpful to activate that, or doing things that your inner child likes. Like, it could even be like your child self, like something that when you were younger you wanted to do, that you can still do today just for fun, for no reason. So I'm seeing some of you'll need to, like, not take yourself so seriously as well, and really nurture that inner child part of you. Also, in regards to, like, relationships, friendships, platonic, romantic, whatever it may be, nurturing those aspects of yourself as well, or those connections with that playful energy. And I'm seeing over time that that will be really fruitful and nourishing for whoever, including yourself, whoever is in that, I just heard whirlpool, like whoever is in that circulating energy. And I don't see it as a whirlpool that's like dangerous. I'm actually seeing it as, again, that like playful energy. Some of you might be talking to an elder about some of the things that you've been through to help you. Could be someone that is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be someone that is quite maternal and nurturing and compassionate. Or some of you might just be tapping into that energy in terms of like nurturing or mothering yourself. Especially when it comes to like any indecision or decisions that you have to make quickly, use your emotional intelligence. Remember your past experiences as well, because that might help you. Like, some of you'll have gone through a bit of grief, or like it says, sorrow, weeping, but you've learned a lot from that. So what have you learned, and how can you apply that to your current circumstance? Some of you have lost a mother, like not too long ago. Guidance and information we have for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Collective. We have Fagun, Expand. 3 of Clubs, 3 of Fire. The strength of a person cannot be determined by size. Yeah, we literally have the Strength card. Agbara, Leo, the elders of the village of the boundaries. Yeah, you're really getting a heart expansion, I heard, this year, this Western year, or whatever year you go by, whatever timeline you go by. You've really grown, and you're really going to continue to grow, and I'm seeing your ancestors are quite proud of you for that. I feel like people have underestimated some of you all as well. Maybe that could be based on your looks or something, I don't know. Conditioning, or what people expect people to be like because of what they look like, if that makes sense. But I'm seeing you're a lot stronger than you come across as or look. I'm seeing you're a lot stronger than people think you are, because people underestimate sensitive people, and water signs naturally are very sensitive. Water signs feel a lot, right? But that's a beautiful emotional intelligence, and it's a beautiful strength. And a lot of people cannot handle holding so much emotion, which in turn to me reflects a lack of strength, in my opinion. So give yourself some credit for how much capacity you have to hold for others within your body as well. Make sure that you are cleansing yourself regularly because of this, and like transmuting whatever needs to be transmuted into growth. If there's something that you all have been asking for, it's coming through in the near future. Like anything that's adding to your growth or expanding your territory, so to speak, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. But there is a lot here about, I'm really seeing like mentors or elders or parents or something like that coming through for you all. So if you can, maybe a question to ask yourself is like, who am I inspired by, or who are my mentors? And if you feel like you don't have any, then asking your ancestors, or just setting the intention of like, I would like that, if you feel like that's what you need. Because I think that's going to help expand your knowledge as well. 3 of Fire, 3 of Clubs can also represent study and like research and stuff like that. So some of you might be studying. Could just be in your own time. It doesn't mean that you're like going to school or something like that, but it can also mean that as well. Yeah, and I feel like this expansion is going to build you up, bring you more resources, help you feel more secure, and also bring you more, if you need financial opportunity, I feel like that's going to come through for you. Also because I feel like you're going to be embracing change, embracing new ways of thinking. Some of you will be traveling. That might be where the expansion happens. Yeah, definitely make sure you're protecting your energy, and I'm seeing like making sure that you're not making the same mistakes that you did before. So that might be why it's important to like look at the past, look at even for some your childhood, or where I just heard where you have fallen short. And forgive yourself for those things, but then be like, okay, now next time if that happens, what am I going to do? Yeah, don't underestimate your emotional intelligence and everything that you have learned from your connections, whether, yeah, friendships, family, romance, because it's really going to grow you, and there might be something that you'll also help someone else with, even if it's just like a friend or someone in passing or whatever. Guidance and information you have for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio collective. We have Idagba, the Chariot, number 7. The elephant does not limp when walking on thorns. I think this is Cancer energy. I always get Aries from it as well, I don't know why. And then Obaife, King of Love, what the eye has seen, the heart never forgets. Cool, so we have King of Love and Queen of Love here. For some that are in a relationship, like a romantic relationship, there might be like a new direction that you're taking. Some of you might be traveling together or moving or going on a trip. Some of you will be releasing anything that's happened in the past to step into fresh energies together. So yeah, you could be like in a relationship that you've been in for a while. Oops, sorry. Let me just turn this ad off, fam. There we go. What was I saying? I just said disruptions. So for some of you, you'll need to be mindful of disruptions or distractions or something. Anyway. Yeah, so you might have been in a relationship for a while, and again, this doesn't need to be romantic, but it can be. And there might be a new direction that you're taking together. That is going to bring a lot of change. Okay, yeah. Your canoe decision, wisdom outweighs strength. So, okay, from the choice that you're making from your heart space, connected to your soul, what you love, that's the direction that you're being called to go in. Following your heart is really, really necessary at this time, is what I would say. Following your heart, acting on that emotional intelligence, because we have the feminine and the masculine. And that looks like it's going to give birth to something. For some of you, yeah, it's a child, but it doesn't have to be. It can be like something that you're nurturing. So two people have something that they love, and they are both nurturing that equally. Does that make sense? Guidance and information, and making the choice to do that. Yeah, there's a lot of affirmation here in regards to how wise you all are, and that comes from your emotional intelligence, also your spiritual and psychic awareness. Some of you are very, very highly intuitive, but maybe underestimate yourself and doubt yourself when it comes to the decisions that you make. But I'm seeing it's time to trust yourself. Guidance and affirmation you have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio collective. We have Iabaina, Queen of Fire. Fire surrounded by elders cannot burn you. Yeah, again, so much about elders, so much about mentorship. You're maybe moving into a time period of like a really refreshed confidence in yourself because you feel really held. And you will be giving to yourself a lot, or will be called to give to yourself a lot as well. This can be through your creativity, what fuels you. I always say with Queen of Fire, it's confidence, it's your magnetism, it's your sex appeal as well. It's your creative energy and life force, because that's really what your sex appeal is. It's your creative energy. And I'm seeing like it's important for you to make decisions that are wise, because that's what's actually going to keep you under the covering of your elders, your ancestors, and that mentorship that comes from the divine. If you're making decisions that are not aligned with your heart space, not aligned with love, and are not going in the direction of your purpose or your true destiny, or just what aligns with who you are, you're going to remove yourself from the covering or that protection that is necessary for you. Something that I will say about myself is like, the reason why things work out for me all the time, even if something changes like this, is because I stay in alignment with the protection. I don't veer off of, say there's a covering like an umbrella, for example, or a shelter. I don't veer outside of that. I make sure I stay under the covering of my ancestors. So that's like making decisions and consulting them, consulting my highest intuition. If I make a decision from a place that's like out of lack, or and this is not to scare you all, this is just like a tip. If I make a decision out of lack, or make a decision out of fear, or make a decision where I'm following someone else's advice when it actually doesn't align with me, I'm coming out of the covering. So it makes it a little bit harder for your ancestors and the divine to protect you, because you've kind of veered off. Does that make sense? So stay under the protection of your ancestors. When you wake up, you can say things like, today I make decisions, or I stay under the covering of my ancestors. As simple as that. It doesn't need to be an elaborate thing for you to gain that protection. You just need to set the intention to do it, you know. I think we can overcomplicate this ancestral journey sometimes in terms of like, how do I go about things? It's like, no, it's actually very simple. It's just the fact that you need to move with the intention that you are aligning yourself with it, and then you will be. And again, if you're confused, elders are there. Going to see an Indigenous practitioner for some guidance, getting a reading for some guidance, talking to someone that you trust, that you know has wisdom, maybe beyond your own years. Let's pull some more guidance information to have to end this reading for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Collective. Yeah, I just saw the High Priestess. Your intuition is very strong. Some of your... So we all have our intuition, we all have our higher head, and for me, I call that my Ori. And every morning I wake up, I hold my head. And I didn't make this up, this is Yoruba practice, aligned with Ifa, if you're familiar. I hold my head and I pray to my higher self, and I ask, and I thank my higher self for guiding me that day. So maybe that's something that you'll need to do for yourself. We also have Tikoja, past 6 of Cups. What you help a child to love can be more important than what you help him to learn. Yeah, exactly. So again, when it comes to children, some of you'll have kids, or there are younger people around you, younger generation. You can't control them by just like what you say. You're going to have to be an example of that as well. And so moving from your heart space is the example, making those decisions from your heart space, acting in love every day as much as possible, going after what your soul desires, I guess, for those that have children specifically, is what's going to also align your children with that. And bring healing. Yeah, we have 10 of Cups at the base of the deck. Those at peace worked for it. Bring healing to your community. I'm also seeing for some, it's your past relationships that there's going to be some healing in. Relationships that you have had for a little while longer, if that makes sense. So if you've been asking for healing in those relationships, approach them wisely, approach them from a truthful place. Make sure that you're direct and compassionate, first and foremost to yourself, because if you're compassionate with yourself, then you will inevitably be compassionate to the other person. So yeah, fam, I'll leave that there. If you want a personal reading, our website is on the screen. If you want some ritual done for you, you can head to our website as well, and I'm sending you all heaps of love.